I said, Mommy, I want to be a policeman like you. I love your uniform and the that booster on the top of your car. And all my friends admires you. This is very hard work for women. You have to constantly prove your value in front of the men. That's silly and ungrateful profession. You have to have strong mind. I'm not gonna let you work in such a sick environment. What? That sounds scary. So why she's doing that? So who wants to be a policeman then? I don't want to blame my mom anymore. As I got a little bit older, there was one day I realized there was a bigger world out there than mine. America. I knew that America is somewhere there, but on that day, it became more closer. I was watching TV, and the journalists were talking everywhere about these huge skyscrapers falling down. And I thought, I want to go to New York and rebuild them. In fact, my mom liked this idea. Oh, this is a very good plan for the future, my child. You can draw, you have the skill, I can tell. One day you can design a house for me. So, this was a significant moment in my life. I wanted to be actress at some point. I needed to choose between two universities in two different cities. University of Art and Theatre Academy. I couldn't decide which I'm interested in more. And my mom suggested me that maybe it's better for me to go to University of Art because it's closer to home. Better for me or for her. She didn't take into consideration my abilities. Maybe for me it would be better to go further from home, to become more independent. Why parents are doing that? Why they thinking about their comfort, keeping us closer when we're growing up? It's not a nurture, in a good sense. She wants to keep me closer to her. Which university would you choose? Guess what did I choose? Yeah, I tried to learn. I really tried. But after all the teachers effectively discussed me with all the science, maths, and physics, and I lost my ambitious plans for the future. It was the moment in my life when nothing productive was happening. Like a black hole. Probably you know what I mean. One day I went with my parents to visit my rich aunt. She's a dental technician. She lives in a very big house and she's traveling at least 4 times to these exotic places. I remember the postcards from her like, Casablanca, where the hell is that? I thought it was the movie. Cuba, wow, I know where America is now, but this was another geographical discovery for me. And I thought, how I can have this all? I know, I want to be rich. What I have to do, where I need to go, what I need to study. And imagine, I found myself in a medical school, becoming a dental technician. At the beginning, in every job, you don't earn a lot, but you're supposed to feel excitement, because you chose it. I didn't. I was forcing myself every day for 3 years, and I didn't get rich. But of course, my mom tried to convince me that nothing comes fast, especially money and success. Look at me, I was working for 30 years, always on time, studied, having children, always busy, and thank you, Mom, we are not talking about you here today. At least I spent every penny I earned for traveling to Canada, where I visited the biggest museums in Montreal, and I popped into every vintage shop in the city. Europe, Italy, my #1 so far. Music, about everything. And I traveled to visit my friend at the seaside. She was working in a small hotel, so I have accommodation for free. I found a simple job just opposite our hotel. I was a kitchen helper. The boss of the restaurant asked me, maybe you'd like to be a waitress. This is a better money and you have pretty face, so you can earn more. And I tell him I don't care about that. I just want to peel, chop, prepare vegetables, and finish this work every day at the same hour to have time for myself. Every day, my friend and I went on the beach. We've got our sketchbooks, books and pencils because we promised each other that we're gonna develop ourselves. As you may guess, we didn't do many of that stuff, but we talked, and we talked a lot. About love, men. I just broke up with someone, and she was in love. And today, now, I can see clearly how bizarre my journey has been. We share the same space, but we've got totally different approaches to life. I was basically busy with staring at the sea. I desperately needed to move on. It took me 1 month when I finally called home and my mother said to come, to feel better. I didn't. I started to work for a serious job, and after my holiday, I started to work as a digital dental technician. But I promise, this was the one and only year in front of that computer in that company. So I was working, and one day I just went home. And after 1 week, my mother randomly asked me, did you quit your job? Oh, I don't think so. Your car looks like you move out. I said, yes, Mom. I'm moving to Scotland to study acting. Finally,